Hi everyone, Kasey Thompson here. Had a very interesting vision this morning that I want to share with you. I'm going to jump right in and tell you about it. So, in this vision, it starts off, and I'm watching this young man who had recently dropped out of college. He was depressed. He was sitting on his couch all day. He was watching TV. His living room in his apartment was a complete mess. All over the floor was empty delivery food boxes. They were everywhere. There were flies everywhere. He was literally eating 10 times a day and seemed to have just given up on himself. He looked like he was utterly out of hope and miserable. So I asked my angels, what is this that I'm seeing? And my angel said, overeating is a way of trying to fill an internal void that cannot be satisfied by food. It's less about the body's need for food and more about the soul's yearning for something that's missing. They said humans have a longing for connection to something greater than themselves. Whether it's God or it's a sense of purpose or unconditional love. When this hunger isn't fed, people consciously try to fill it with external things. And food is readily available, bringing immediate comfort. My angel said, if life feels meaningless or unfulfilling, food can become a temporary source of pleasure, or it can become a distraction from these feelings. Feeling unloved or not being good enough can lead to seeking comfort and validation through food. They said it's a way of self-soothing. Food is used as a coping mechanism, essentially to numb emotions like sadness, loneliness, anxiety, fear, or anger, or even stress. Overeating can be a way to create a physical barrier against emotional vulnerability or feelings that feel overwhelming. My angel said overeating occurs when people eat mindlessly without paying absolutely any attention to their body's signals of hunger and fullness. They said in a world full of distractions, eating is simply just another activity that can be done without having an awareness, rather than an act of nourishing bodies. They said when life feels out of control, overeating provides a false sense of power. And that is because it's something one can immediately control. My angel said, so how do you overcome this? They said, first, practice mindful eating, paying attention to hunger cues, and savoring food. They said, secondly, find spiritual nourishment that fills the inner void, like prayer, or meditation, or going into nature, going for a walk, or acts of service for others. They said, learn to identify and acknowledge and process emotions in healthy ways, rather than suppressing them with food. They said, treat oneself with kindness and understanding, recognizing that overeating is a coping mechanism, not a moral failing. Please like, share, and subscribe. God bless. Love you all.